To learn about the off-grid lifestyle and to be inspired to live your dreams, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Hit the bell notification. So I'm back at the tiny house build again today. Today's going to be a little bit of an easy day, kind of like yesterday. The weather just isn't cooperating. I think most everybody knows that and lives in any type of state around me. Texas just got snow the other day and it's very foggy today. I don't know if you'll be able to see that through the window, but very foggy. So today I'm going to start setting up the wood stove. I got my chimney components on order and I should be able to get them on Thursday or Friday. This is Wednesdays. This is a store delivery from the Tractor Supply store and it's a whole kit. Well, kinda. There is a kit involved, and so the kit is like a box that goes into your attic right here, and then you have single wall chimney, the box, then triple wall chimney going through the attic and through the roof. So I'm waiting on that, but I want to get everything set up right now. One, because it's raining, and two, when I actually start getting busy on the roof, which should be like Friday or Saturday, weather's going to improve dramatically. It's going to warm up, no rain, sunshine, and so then I'm going to put on the OSB, but I want to make sure that the stove is in its almost permanent location. That way when I get the OSB on, before I start nailing it down everything, I can take my plumb line, which is going to be my chalk line, and I can dangle it from the roof, from the ceiling, where the tarp is right now. And then I can come down and kind of center it up, start getting my chimney hole cut. And that way, if I mess something up, the OSB, I miscut or something, it's no big deal. I got another few extra sheets I can throw back up there. I don't have to unnail it or unscrew it or pry it up. Everything's just kind of in a temporary position. And then when everything's perfect, I can start nailing everything down. I'm gonna put my pavers down. I talked about the pavers yesterday. 84 cents a piece, which was much cheaper than buying the concrete. And so we'll put that up underneath the wood stove. And we think we got it measured out correctly. Then we're going to uncrate the wood stove and get it set up. Now on Friday or whenever it warms up, then I'm going to put my fascia board on my rafters outside. But I got to get these tarps off. This tarp is really becoming a serious issue. They're wearing out quickly. And so I got to get the roof on and I got to get the house wrap on the roof because we're starting to leak. We're getting wet spots all over the place here. I've laid down some house wrap just on the floor where it's leaking, trying to catch it. I put my plywood up in the attic here, trying to catch some of the leaks because I have insulation underneath the floor here. If that insulation gets wet, that's going to be very difficult to replace because I got to get up underneath there. I got to rip it out in between all the framing. I wouldn't look forward to that at all. So I got to keep that insulation dry. Which brings me to a question that I've received several times. Rob, there's plenty to do. You just got to prioritize. And I understand what you're saying. Work inside. But it's not me that's worried about getting wet. I don't care if I get wet. I've been cutting firewood in the rain, so it's the material getting wet, just like the insulation on the floor. Man, I gotta be so careful with that. But somebody suggested I put insulation on the walls until it stops raining. Well, anything can happen to that tarp. It snowed and iced the other day, and the tarp was weighed down so much it was sagging, and it was on the verge of ripping. I got up at 2:30 in the morning to break that loose. So if it had broke loose, then all that water would have been on the floor and it would have damaged this insulation and the insulation on the wall. So the less I damage, the better off we are. Hopefully I don't damage anything. I just got a couple more days to get through. I come up here about every hour and I take the broom and I lift up anywhere water is sagging the tarp. It's the best thing I know how to do. It's just a temporary measure. And then as soon as I get that roof on, we'll be in such better shape. I won't be worried near as much. I know that I've covered this topic several times, but I tell you, there are people who just can't get over the fact that I don't have nailer boards on the corners here. What a nailer board is when you hang drywall, you hang drywall here, and then when you get to here, you don't have any thing to nail into. There's got to be a board that goes right here on all four corners so you can nail in your drywall or screw it in or whatever you want to use. And people just cannot get over that I don't have them yet. And they almost act like it's the end of the project. Boy, you really messed up. You don't have nailers for the corners. How are you gonna get drywall? Well, like I said, I've mentioned this before, but it's a daily event. It's just incredible. And I do appreciate the concern, but I'm gonna wait until the very end when I actually get the drywall to worry about that. I can put that in any time. It's no big deal. I can put scraps in there. My goal is to wait until the prices come down on wood. Right now it's really expensive to just hang an extra piece of really non-useful 2x4 there. Another thing people kept telling me, and I understand what you're saying, is I have this method of hanging drywall on the ceiling. And so the other day I showed you that if you put a board here, you can use that board to help you prop up the drywall. And a lot of people say, Rob, you got to use a T thing. You got to use a T thing. And what it is it's a 2x4 that goes all the way up to the ceiling, and it has a little T at the top, and that helps hold the drywall up. I can't stand those things. I've used them before. They keep falling over, and it breaks, and it just didn't work for me. So I come up with a new invention, and it worked a lot better. So hopefully you'll wait and see how I do it, and maybe you'll think, huh, that might be a better way than what I've been doing. I mean, I've tried and tried, and I just can't stand that thing. I have better luck with a ladder. I've used ladders before, propped it up, but that T thing just never worked for me. So that's why I invented that new method. I'm gonna get started on the wood stove and getting things set up for the installation of the roof. Be careful doing that. You can break a toe. All right, so I'm gonna just lay a 2x4 right here because you're supposed to have about an inch gap in between the metal that you're gonna be using to keep the reflection of the heat from the bottom and the top. You're supposed to have about an inch gap. And then you put spacers in between the metal and the wall, so that'll give it all kinds of airflow that way. So now I'm going to put the stove on. This is going to be a challenge because I don't want to break the pavers, and I don't want to break my toe. When you do it diagonally like this in a corner, each corner is supposed to be 8 inches away from the wall. I forget what it is if you lay it flat up against the wall. If it's flat, but it's much further away, you got to have it. Now you saw me measuring up against the 2x4 there. So I don't have to go exactly 8 inches from that 2x4 because I'm going to have it's going to go back because drywall is not that thick. So got it installed, sort of. Just got to get the chimney put in. I am telling you, man, that looks just incredible. I really like that sitting there. Man, I'm very happy about that. A lot of people have been saying that I need to ask for help. Others, other subscribers have suggested that they would come out and help me. In one video, I had a fella tell me that I need to start learning the proper names of things because I don't, what should we call it? It's a truss, no, it's a rafter, no, who cares? And I really don't care. And he said that I need to start worrying about what these proper names are so he can help me build these things, because when he doesn't know what I'm talking about, he can't help. I think the point of my videos has always been building this tiny house and doing the off-grid lifestyle is, can I do this by myself? Because this is my dream. One person said, I need to ask my neighbors for help. And I think that all this can be done, one person. It's an independent feeling. It's a sense of freedom to do things myself. Everything that I've put into this has been mine. As a matter of fact, Carolyn had to help me raise this wall and the one on the opposite side. It was just a little too heavy for me. And I regret now not trying to lift it up myself, figuring out, maybe get a board underneath it and lift it up, a little leverage, whatever. That's just one thing that I can say, well, I didn't do it by myself. I had to have Carolyn's help. I'm trying to inspire you to find your freedom and find happiness without relying on somebody else. Because if I start asking for help, then it's not mine anymore. It's everybody's. I hope I can inspire you to find your happiness by yourself. Thanks for watching.